Another game and another absolutely sublime performance. It finished last night. Man City 6, Shaktar Donetsk 0. Let's talk about it, guys. Yes, welcome to tonight's video, guys. I hope you do enjoy it. As always, if you do, make sure to leave a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and leave your thoughts on the game in the comment section down below. Thank you so much, because we've recently crossed over the 400 subscriber milestone. I have said when we get to 500, I will be doing a special long episode in the Man City career mode. Speaking of which, the next instalment of that should be coming out in the next couple of days. That's going to be a big episode with the January transfer market opening up, so I hope you guys are looking forward to that. But sticking with real Man City, 6-0 last night. Incredible performance. But we're going to approach this review / reaction a little bit differently. So I've done a lot of these reviews and reactions this season, as you guys know, and I've spoken about a few of the topics quite a few times now, such as how amazing Laporte and Stones have been, how incredible Raheem Sterling has been, and just how incredible we have been as a team in general. So I wanted to try and touch upon some more individual performances last night that perhaps might not have been highlighted just as much. And when I say performances, I'm talking about individual performances, little incidents, little things I've taken away from the game that perhaps at first glance you might not have noticed, because, you know, I'm recording this 24 hours after the game. There's been a bit of a reaction to the game, a bit of a reaction to certain incidents. I'm sure you know one which I'm going to be talking about, and yeah, we're going to be covering those rather than just raving on about how good we were last night, because again, phenomenal performance. The big talking point coming out of the game was the Raheem Sterling penalty, the one where he kicked into the ground. Referee gives a penalty, and I cannot believe the amount of uproar that has come out after the game, saying that Sterling should have told the ref it wasn't a penalty, should have missed the penalty on purpose, all this kind of stuff. Is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, you know when Willy Bolly scored that handball against us for Wolves, was he going to go to the ref and say, no, don't get that, it's handball? When Maradona scores the hand of God, is he going to go to the ref and say, no, it's not a goal? When the ref has made his decision, the decision is final. And although it was an appalling decision, Sterling's got to stand by it. You know, he's not dived, he's not played for the penalty, it's just an awful mistake. And, you know, it's not like the game hadn't been won anyway. I mean, admittedly the game could have panned out differently, but I mean, come on, we've won 6-0. It's not like it was a real defining moment in the game. We'd already got the first goal before that point, and I cannot believe the amount of uproar around it. I think whenever Raheem Sterling gets involved, the press, the media, everyone likes to lay into him. So I was so pleased when he responded. Well, not responded because this was still in the game, obviously, but when he scored that goal where he took out a couple of defenders and just purled one into the top corner from the edge of the box. You know, that is the Raheem Sterling that we are seeing on a weekly basis right now at City. His performances have been phenomenal, and it's just absolutely pathetic that that referee's poor decision is going to be overlooking what was a phenomenal performance from Sterling again. So, utterly ridiculous. Sterling's never going to turn down the penalty. I mean, you saw Guardiola on the sidelines trying to tell the ref it wasn't a penalty, but once the decision's been made, the decision's been made. It was awful refereeing. Move on. Move on. The next thing I wanted to talk about from that game was John Stones. I mean, I said I don't want to touch upon too much that I've mentioned already in these reviews over the last few ones, but I've spoken a lot about how I think John Stones and Laporte are a phenomenal partnership. It was another clean sheet for them last night, but that isn't the reason I want to talk about John Stones. Not only did he put in a stellar performance once again, but he got given the captain's armband when Fernandinho went off, and I think that's a big statement for where we see him in the future of our club. I've said it, and I think many City fans have said it when he signed, you know. A lot of people saw him as a potential future captain, but that was the first time he put on the armband, and it was fantastic to see because he's young, he's English, and I think it's fair to say he's got a big future ahead of him at City, and, you know, he keeps on improving, and yeah, just that little touch of him getting the captain's armband for the last 10-15 minutes, whatever it was absolutely fantastic to see, and I really can see him being a future captain for City, so seeing him put it on for the first time last night was a great little thing, and a little tidbit in the game, if you like, a little nice little additional thing that stood out to me as being a big moment, because like I say, I really can see him being a captain in a more permanent basis in the future, and again, phenomenal player, phenomenal performance, and that was really cool to see. Jesus getting a hat-trick was obviously another big thing from the game, two of them coming from the penalty spot, the final one being a lovely deft chipped finish past the goalkeeper from about 20-25 yards out. He didn't put in an amazing performance. I've actually seen him play a lot better recently and not get a goal in the game, but that's how football can be sometimes, you know. Wasn't his greatest night in front of goal. He still missed a couple of chances where I felt he showed a lack of confidence. So hopefully that hat-trick last night can help him in that kind of area, because I think that's where he's lacking right now. His confidence does seem to be a little bit low, but you know, what can help strikers' confidence the more than bagging a hat-trick, and not only a hat-trick, his first in a Man City shirt, so hopefully he can kick on from there. And you know, wasn't a poor performance by him. Obviously, you got a hat-trick, it's not going to be a poor performance, but he's been playing really, really well in recent weeks and just not being able to quite get the goal. So, you know, hopefully he can get a bit sharper in front of the net, and you know, great player, still a player with a big, big future, and that's the first hat-trick of many to come, I think. Zinchenko playing was also a big, big thing in the game. You know, Ukrainian lad, came out of Shaktar, I believe, as a youth player, and, you know, put in a really solid performance. And one of the reasons I wanted to touch upon that, I mean, we've got United on Sunday. There's going to be a separate preview for that, obviously, a massive, massive game. Benjamin Mendy hasn't been in sparkling form of late. The last couple of games he's been a bit dodgy. Has Zinchenko given Guardiola a decision to make here with his solid performance? Admittedly, he didn't have to do too much in a defensive capacity, which is probably why it looked like he had a good game, because he's a lot more comfortable going forward than he's going back. But so is Benjamin Mendy, and I thought Zinchenko put some really good balls into the box, did some great passes, and was just a really, really solid in there at left back. So, has he given Guardiola a decision to make for Sunday? Will Mendy definitely start? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. I think Mendy is still a shoo-in to start personally. Possibly even Delph, because he's just come back from injury. He came on last night, of course, in a more of a midfield capacity in place of Fernandinho. But yeah, Zinchenko again, getting some game time, looking solid in that left-back position. It's a decision that I don't think you'd have even considered a couple of weeks ago. But because of Mendy's slightly below par form, it does put a bit of doubt in the mind, and does give Guardiola a decision to make. And, you know, if he was to go with Zinchenko on Sunday, that would be an absolutely huge call. But just in general, young player, getting some minutes again, fantastic to see, and a good performance from him on the night. And the final thing that I wanted to touch upon, like I said, there was just a lot of little things I wanted to talk about in this video, rather than an in-depth match reaction like I'd normally do. Let me know what you think of this with this kind of format, by the way. Was Gundogan came off the bench and didn't do an amazing amount, but I think it's worth mentioning in coming back into the fray purely because De Bruyne's got that injury. We're going to need that bit of depth again, and Gundogan does provide a lot of quality and a lot of depth in our squad. He's a key area of the park, central midfield, and he gets a lot of stick in that position, but he's also had some fantastic games for us already this season, so great to see him getting back onto the pitch. And another option in that midfield area can only be a good thing, I think, particularly when you look at someone to rotate with Fernandinho, who just plays so many minutes, and Gundogan is a player that's shown before he has got the ability to step into that role in certain games and do a job for us. So it's fantastic to see Gundogan coming back, and just another string to the bow, really, just more depth in the team, particularly in De Bruyne's absence. But yeah, that's going to end off the video, guys. As I mentioned, a slightly different approach to the normal match reactions. I do want to touch upon a few little things rather than talking about the game as a whole, especially as it was a 6-0 win, and I don't think there was too much that needed to be discussed that you guys wouldn't have seen already. It was so comfortable, and I've spoken so many times about, you know, certain areas of our team that have been fantastic this season. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this slightly changed match reaction. If you did, let me know in the comment section down below, and let me know your thoughts on the game in general as well down there. Love to get in a conversation with you guys and interacting, talking about City and all things City. So love to hear from you down there. But that's going to end off the video. If you did enjoy it, like I said at the very start, leave a big thumbs up, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I will speak to you all in the next video, which is going to be a preview for the big United game on Sunday. That's going to be out on Saturday, I would imagine, and then shortly after that will be the next episode in the City career mode. But yeah, regardless, guys, enjoy the rest of your evening. I will speak to you all next time. Nidge out.